Good morning, students. Now, in this lecture, we will start our sixth unit, which is nothing but the external flows. Now, we will see first the contents of the sixth unit. So, we will first go through the concept of boundary layer. Then, next, we will see the boundary layer over flat plate. Then, laminar and turbulent boundary layer means what is the difference between laminar and turbulent boundary layer. As you know that from your fourth unit, means from the unit of internal flows, means viscous flow through circular pipe or viscous flow between fixed parallel plates, we come to know that the laminar flow and turbulent flow are depend on the velocity and Reynolds number. Means if your Reynolds number is less than 2000, then we can consider it as a laminar flow, and if the Reynolds number is greater than 2000, then we will consider it as a turbulent flow. If Reynolds number is greater than 4000, we will consider it as a turbulent flow. Okay, then we will see the concept of displacement thickness. Then we will see the boundary layer separation and methods to control the boundary layer separation. Okay, so first of all, we will see the concept of boundary layer. Okay, so let us see this diagram. Okay, now in this diagram, so first the layer which is covered to earth is atmospheric boundary layer. So above atmospheric boundary layer there is free atmosphere. Then above free atmosphere there is upper boundary of troposphere, and from upper boundary of troposphere this is a von Karman line. Means you can see that the atmospheric boundary layer is at 1 to 2 kilometers, then upper boundary layer is at 11 kilometers, and this von Karman line is at 100 kilometers. Like that, in fluid particles or fluid layer, the boundary layer concept occurs like, means when a real fluid flows past a solid body or solid wall, the fluid particles will stick to the boundary and condition of no slip will occur. This means that the velocity of fluid close to the boundary will be same as that of the boundary, and if the boundary is stationary, the velocity of the fluid at the boundary will be 0. Means in fourth unit we have studied that at velocity at wall section is 0 and it will increase gradually, or it will increase in parabolic manner, and it will be maximum at the center of the pipe. So similarly, further away from the boundary, velocity will be higher, and as a result of this variation of velocity, the velocity gradient du by dy exists. Means from Newton's law of viscosity we have studied that the velocity gradient du by dy will exist. Okay, so then the velocity of fluid increases from zero velocity on stationary boundary to free stream velocity of fluid in the direction normal to the boundary, and this variation of velocity from 0 to free stream velocity in the direction normal to the boundary thickness in a narrow region in the vicinity of the solid boundary. This narrow region of fluid is called as boundary layer. Now we will see in detail what is the boundary layer concept. So next, so first we will see the introduction about the external flows or boundary layer flows. So actually this concept of boundary layer was first introduced by L. Prandtl in 1904, and since then it has been applied to the several fluid flow problems. Now no slip condition occurs. No slip condition occurs when real fluid passed over the solid body or wall, and in the immediate vicinity of the boundary surface the velocity of the fluid will increases, and it increases gradually from 0 at boundary surface to the velocity of the mainstream, and this region is known as boundary layer. So boundary layer is nothing but, you can see here, this is the surface. At the surface the velocity is minimum, or you can say that velocity is 0 at this boundary, but it will increases gradually. So this will become maximum at some distance, and this this is nothing but your boundary layer. Now, so boundary layer is what? So according to boundary layer theory, the flow of fluid in the neighborhood of solid boundary may be divided into two regions. Means actually this flow, now this flow is divided into two regions. Now see this exaggerated view. So at this point velocity is minimum, means velocity, you can assume velocity is 0, and this velocity will gradually increases up to this point, and up to this point we can say that this boundary is gradually increases from 0 to this point. So the flow is divided in two regions. So first one is boundary layer, inside boundary layer, and at this point actually shear stress will exist, and due to this, from the Newton's law of viscosity, the shear stress is directly proportional to the velocity gradient. So shear stress is directly proportional to this velocity gradient, and if we remove this proportionality constant, we have to consider some constant, and this nu means a dynamic viscosity will come in place of this proportionality sign. So this tau will become equal to nu times du by dy. This is first region. Then second region is boundary layer outside. As this point or this velocity increases gradually, the velocity will become constant at some point. Means at this point the velocity will become constant. Means this is your free stream velocity. In next lectures we will denote this free stream velocity as letter capital U. So at this point the velocity is constant, so that's why this gradient will become 0. So shear stress will become 0. So first region is boundary layer inside, and second region is boundary layer outside. Okay, so now we will see these regions in detail. So let us continue to the next slide. Okay, now development of the boundary layer over a flat plate. So in previous slides we have studied about the two regions. First one is inside and second one is outside. In first region the shear stress will exist, and in second region the shear stress will be 0, or velocity is constant, and due to this constant velocity the shear stress will be 0. Now we will say the development of boundary layer over a flat plate. Okay, now for defining the boundary layer, that is laminar or turbulent boundary layer, consider the flow of fluid having free stream velocity capital U over a smooth thin plate which is flat and placed parallel to the direction for free stream of fluid as shown in figure. Okay, now the velocity of fluid on the surface of the plate should be equal to the velocity of plate. Okay, actually on this surface the velocity of fluid should be equal to the velocity of this plate. Okay, but the plate is stationary. Actually this plate, this is the surface, actually this is the plate over which we will see the formation of the or development of the boundary. Actually this plate is stationary, and velocity of the fluid on this plate is constant, or it is equal to the velocity of this stationary plate. So plate is stationary, and therefore the velocity of fluid on the surface of the plate is 0. But at a distance away from plate, fluid is having certain velocity. Now see, at a distance away from this plate, fluid is having some velocity. Okay, these fluid particles will have some certain velocity. Now this velocity gradient, okay, actually at this point velocity is 0, but at this point this fluid particle will have some velocity, and due to this velocity there will be the velocity gradient. Means du by dy will exist at this point, means near the surface of the plate, and this velocity gradients develops the shear resistance, and this velocity gradients, according to the Newton's law of viscosity, this velocity gradients will develop the shear resistance. Okay, and the shear resistance will retards the fluid, thus the fluid with a uniform free stream velocity u is retarded in the vicinity of the solid surface of the plate and the boundary layer region, and here as at this point there will be some velocity gradient, and due to this velocity gradient there will be some shear resistance, and this shear resistance will retard the fluid motion actually. So there will be the formation of boundary layer regions, and actually at this point the formation of boundary layer regions begins at the shear leading edge. Okay, now at subsequent points, the downstream the leading edge, the boundary layer region increases because the retarded fluid is further retarded. This is also referred as the growth of boundary layer. Now let us see the various types of various regions or various boundary layers. Okay, so first region is laminar boundary layer, second region is transition region, third region is turbulent boundary layer. Now here first in detail we will see the diagram. Let us see for this region, from this 0 to x region, see the velocity or fluid particle will move in a parallel pattern. Okay, these are the fluid particles which are moving in a parallel and regular paths. Now in second region, some transition may take place in the fluid particles. Okay, and in last turbulent boundary layer, the fluid particles will move in a random manner or in a zigzag pattern. So as we know that from the first unit we have distinguished the laminar flow and turbulent flow, which means that laminar flow means the fluid particles will move in a parallel and in a smooth manner, but in turbulent flow the fluid particles will cross each other and will move in a zigzag pattern. So that's why this will be the diagram which will distinguish between the laminar flow and turbulent flow, and between this transition region will occur. Okay, so there are three regions. First one is laminar boundary layer, second one is turbulent boundary layer, and third one is laminar sublayer. So laminar boundary layer means what? For smooth upstream boundaries, the boundary layer starts out as a laminar boundary layer in which the fluid particles move in a smooth layers. Means in this region these fluid particles will move in a parallel or in a smooth manner. Okay, next turbulent boundary layer means as the laminar boundary layer increases, the thickness of this boundary layer will increases, and due to this it becomes unstable and finally transforms into a turbulent boundary layer. Means due to this increased thickness, the fluid particles will get more velocity, and due to this these fluid particles will cross each other in a zigzag pattern. So that's why they will move in a zigzag paths, and here they will achieve more velocity. So that's why we will call this region as a turbulent boundary layer region. And laminar sublayer means what? The transition layer. Actually, when boundary layer has become turbulent, there is a still very thin layer next to the boundary layer that has laminar motion. It is called as the laminar sublayer. Actually in this region, the transition from laminar boundary layer to the turbulent boundary layer will exist. Means here the fluid particles will move in a parallel and smooth way, also they will cross each other. Means the formation of, or actually at this region the thickness of the boundary layer will increase, and due to this the fluid particles will get some more velocity as compared to the laminar boundary layer. So that's why they will move in a parallel paths as well as the fluid particles will cross to each other. So this is about the development of boundary layer over a flat plate. Okay, now in next lecture we will see in details the developments of the boundary layer over flat plate. Okay, thank you.